Hi, we are Emilio Tamayo,
and Jimena Lemus.
and today we'll be answering the following question. Does the perception of the color works in the same way for all human eyes?
In this video blog, we will get to the conclusion that we actually are able to see the same colors in the same way. However, stay in this video to know how we got there.
Well, does the perception of the colors work in the same way for all human eyes?
No, everybody has a different perception of the colors they are able to see, which means that even when we all are able to see the same colors, we are seeing them in a different way. We can prove the previous statement by saying that there is not a way to perfectly describe the way we see a color. Imagine you are trying to describe the color red to a blind person who has never seen a color in their life. Even if you try to explain the tones and shades of the color, it would end up being the same, because the shades and tones can be described either. Therefore, everybody sees the color differently, and there's no way to prove the opposite.
That is not true, my dear Jimena. Even if there are some differences in the colors that we see, we all have the perfect idea of that specific color in our minds, like in the theory of the form suggested by Plato, in which he says that even if we have a different perception of the things based on our senses, we, as rational thinkers, have a conception of the ideal form of it. Therefore, we are all able to see the same colors in the same way, even if there is no way to prove it.
I will be refuting you, Emilio. We all are different humans and we all have different characteristics. Therefore, we see the colors differently. In fact, according to biology, we all have cone cells that are responsible for color perception. These cones are divided in three groups that are able to perceive red, green, and blue, respectively. However, it is confirmed and well known that we don't have the same amount of the same color codes. For example, you might have more red cones than I have, and as a result, you will be having a different perception of the colors. Therefore, we won't be seeing them in the same way.
I agree with you, but then how is it possible that if we see the same color, we will generate similar emotions just by seeing it? The color psychology says that different colors generate different emotions in people. It is confirmed that the red color, for example, generates strong emotions like anger and passion. On the other hand, we have the color blue, that evocates delicate feelings such as peace and calm. If we saw the same colors in a different way, we wouldn't be able to generate all these common emotions just towards a color. Therefore, we all see the same colors in the same way. After 7 days, 3 hours, 1 book and 2 coffees, we question and analyze this information with a philosophical and critical approach, and we decided that the winner is both of us. This actively demonstrates that we all see the same colors in the same way, but with small variations that don't actually change the color. Okay, but let us explain why this is true. This is because, as stated by Aristotle in the Metaphysical Realism, all things have a substance, which is basically the essence of something. The thing that makes something actually be that something. We can prove this with the argument that I mentioned before, which establishes that colors make us feel in a certain way. Those feelings and emotions are in fact the substance of each color.
However, as I said, we have a small variation in the tones and shades of the colors we see. These small variations will be called accidents, but these accidents do not define the substance of a certain color, but the color itself. That is why, even if we actually perceive the difference between these shades, we all know that there are variations of the same color, which is blue, because its substance is to be blue and the accidents are the different in the shades. To sum up everything that has been stated before, the thesis was partially wrong and we did a good job argumenting why. Now we know that we all see colors the same way, sometimes with small variations, which we call accidents. We also know now that the substance of a color is the color itself, and the emotions and feelings that causes.